episode 3 of Nimmorgeist, which is our special YouTube-only series led by our DM here, Stephen Lumpkin. We have just done character introductions as well as our world introduction, and we are coming back with the end of character introductions with Stephanie Harvey.
Yep. My husband. Yeah, okay, so where to start? How do you guys did it?
Tell me your name.
Okay, my name is Beau, B-O.
Cool.
Which also means beautiful in French. Beau Lightyear. But did we say what's up with our family last name?
I don't think so.
No.
What's up with your last name?
All right.
Is
so,
Lightyear a common word in the world of Nimmorgeist?
No.
Okay.
So my Viviane and I, we change last name really often. Meaning like as soon as we feel like it or as soon as we forgot our last name, we just switch. So it's been like that for the last 40 years. And then the last like day, it has been Lightyear.
Yeah.
So we
Do you forget your last name often?
Yes, now we do.
Yeah, since we switch
Because
all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you maybe don't even remember your original last name.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Also, I don't want to remember. And I'm an urchin.
You don't want to remember.
I'm an urchin, so I probably will never know.
Why don't you want to remember your last name?
Because I'm very frustrated with how I was raised and born, and I reject my fake parents. I don't know, like the people that adopt you, whatever.
Adopted
Foster parents?
Fosters. So Beau Lightyear is a paladin tiefling. Which is interesting, I assume, because I'm half demon and I'm paladin, which is But I wasn't raised with my real parents. I was raised with humans in a religion group by a woman named Natalia Orc. She's the leader of the religious group that raised me, and for like most of my teen, and beginning of adulthood, I taught that she was, my path of light and everything. And, I had the Oedipus complex, which is, like, I was kind of in love with my mom or something.
Yeah.
Or she was the one I was looking for in women. And
What was the religious order that you were a part of?
good question. Can we figure this out together?
Yes, we certainly can. What part of the city was it based in?
So my orphanage is from Engenberg.
Yeah.
With Wolfa. I was sold there, so either it's a very famous orphanage and people come from other districts to go there, or the religious group is just from the district. What do you think?
So Beau is from this orphanage.
Yeah.
Were you ever adopted? You were adopted by Natalia Orc, right?
Yeah, or a religious group, whatever. They needed at first just a man to help them out, and they were like, "Oh, it's."
Was Natalia in the religious order?
Yes, she was the leader of it.
Does it make sense for the religious order to be in the Temple Row, or do you feel like it's not as established?
It could.
Okay. And
Temple.
what kind of a paladin are you again?
I am a out for vengeance, because as I read in that awesome book, you decide what oath you are at level 3. So it was after I left the religious group that I decided of my oath, and it was vengeance against powerful religious groups and religion in general. It's my goal to just terminate leaders in religion because I do not believe in them. So yeah, and that's how I met Viviane, because she was a part of a sect, a sex sect. And then because one of my power is divine sense, I was just looking for trouble a little bit on my own, and I saw our leader is a demon, and I saw him in a crowd, and she was with him, and then that's how I observed him for a long time, and instead of directly going for all of the religious group, I tried to turn her around because she was really attractive, and that was 40 years ago. So.
But she's still just as beautiful as the day
She's
you
still
first
just
saw
as
her.
beautiful as the day we first met.
I mean, my character spends a lot of time doing her hair.
How old are you, Beau?
I am 70, so she picked a young guy.
She's a little older,
Yeah.
You know?
How old are you again?
76.
So I'm the oldest, as usual.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm the oldest, but
Bo doesn't.
That's probably also
Technically.
why my character thinks yours is a little bit stronger, because you're younger, you're like more,
Yeah.
you're more.
Vivacious.
Yeah.
Um,
I wish I could make.
Does
that
it make
noise.
sense for this religious order to be called the Torque?
The torque. I like
Yeah.
it. The twerk.
So I'm the Twerk. It's not called the Twerk.
They do their ritual dance.
Yeah. In full body armor.
So it makes this shaking sound like ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
YouTube video, everyone.
Yeah.
Don't steal that.
Can
The-
steal
someone
that.
make
For the bonus
make us a
content.
little gif of like an armor twerk? Twerk.
Yeah. If you own a suit of armor at home and you'd like to make a video for us. Okay, so the Torque, I think, is like an order dedicated to ferreting out corruption in Nimmorgeist. So there's corruption.
Corruption.
So there's always work for your religious order.
But then-
You're kind of like elite assassins that are tasked to go and clean up the city. Though the people who call on you are always very politically motivated. So it's not like you're actually targeting the real issue. It's more like the different people in Nimmorgeist use you against their
Okay,
political
so that has
enemies.
nothing to do with Natalia, if I understand.
No, she's was one of the leaders
she was
of
one
the
of the leaders.
of the Torque.
Okay, so that's okay. So I'm like fighting her with her own principle because I'm like she's corrupted, and
Yep.
I'm like that's how I was raised, and you're also corrupted. So I
I mean,
hate you.
it seems like you maybe discovered that what this religious order stood for was actually corrupted because you know it's being used in a way that was not to its
Okay.
original intention.
That's so meta.
yeah.
The
Awesome.
anti-corruption, corrupt
Mhm.
religion.
Yeah.
Also, I speak Inferno, even though I was not raised by demons, but I self-taught, or I was always trying to learn it because even though I'm not really curious about my demonic past, because I'm a tiefling, I always thought it would help me, like undercover kind of thing. Okay, so let's go through my traits, ideals, and bombs.
Well,
and
tell me
stuff.
what you look like
Oh,
first.
I look like. So we're the same height. So 6. She's pretty tall.
6'6", right?
Yeah, we're 6'6".
6'6". Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I
we're
thought we
beasts.
said 6'6".
I'm
Okay,
5
let's
feet
go.
tall,
Let's
so
go.
I'm
I
like,
that.
No, but it's good. We're like
We're both
2
5 feet
like
tall.
half demon
Yeah.
beings,
Yeah.
like
Hanging
old
out with 2
couple
really tiny people.
with canes.
I have black grayish hair. It's mostly gray, but I have reddish skin, just like her, and my eyes are red, and my horns are black. So it's pretty simple. Also, okay, so let's continue. We're just married. I was reading my Okay, that's basically okay. I am skeptic on everything.
Skeptic.
Skeptic.
Okay.
Skeptic. There's a K in there somewhere. I'm skeptic on everything, and
It's a C.
okay, we'll figure it out. But like I'm old and grumpy, and I would rather just like do it myself. So like, let's say we need to hire anything, I'm like, I don't trust this person, and she's always the one trying to open myself up, and she's always like, no, let's trust people, yay! And I'm always like, no, like we do our own things, like everybody is a bad person. I don't trust anyone.
They're like, okay.
And then so
You're
she's
probably
What
right.
did you
She's-
say, honey?
she's really like the flower of our couple, and I'm like the rock, like
Yeah.
you know,
The flower and the rock.
The rock and the
Does anybody
flower.
call you that?
that would be
Ooh.
cute.
That's your legendary nicknames.
The flower and the rock.
Your
Does that
couple
sound good to you,
legendary
Lady
nicknames.
Vivian?
I love it.
Does that sound good to you if people
Yeah.
call you the flower and the
Sure,
rock?
sure.
Are they legendary like that? Do people call them
I'm
something?
going to say that they call you those names in French. So we've got La Fleur and La Roche.
It's actual names. That's awesome. Okay, good. Okay. Also, regarding the personality, so it's a mix of the orphan stuff and my own. Okay, so I am. I think anyone who's nice to me is hiding evil, of course, because that's how I was raised.
Sorry, you think anybody who's nice to you is what?
Is evil.
Is evil.
Yeah,
Hiding
or they
evil.
have like they're hiding.
They have
something.
ulterior motives.
Yeah, always. Like,
Okay.
Something's fishy. That person cannot be just nice.
Distrustful.
That's probably
skeptical.
why you thought I was okay, because I was straight up evil.
Yeah.
Probably.
At least I
I'm not
know
hiding it.
that my wife is evil.
It's like,
Exactly.
oh, this poor guy in the street begging. We should probably just like kick him a little bit.
Did you know that in this district, begging is illegal and punishable by death? I'll save you the pain.
Clearly. I mean, if it's punishable by death, of course I'm going to kill that person.
Also, I call out people if they're hiding something, or if I'm like, I'll say, hey, you're fishy, you know? That's not, like, I just call out people straight up.
Especially fishermen.
Yeah.
Fat Gorlo.
Then,
Fat Gorlo.
okay, so my ideals are really
smell
just
weird.
like leaders in religion should not exist.
Okay, leaders and religion. Like, no leadership at all? You want everybody completely egalitarian?
In religion.
Yeah, leadership in religion. Because
Okay.
I think that
We should probably...
religion is really for followers and people with no actual, like...
Leadership has no place in religion.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you're okay with like spirituality, but not
Yeah.
leadership
Yeah.
in religion. Okay.
Yeah. I don't worship anybody, and nobody should be worshipped because we're all morals kind of thing.
Mm,
Yeah.
Okay.
Bonds.
Bonds is no one else should have to endure the hardship that I've been through. So that's why same.
So are
same
you,
idea.
do you feel angry towards the orphanage that Wolfa runs in the Hanging Berg?
I'm puzzled
Uh-huh.
because I'm sure that it was probably better for me to be sold than just have no one in my life lead me through.
Yeah.
But it turns out it was a really bad deal for me.
What do you do to prevent others from enduring these same hardships?
Oh, that's a good idea. We could, I don't know. Do we like teach youngins their way? What do you think, baby?
I think we probably should, yeah.
Okay, so we might just like hang out at an orphanage sometimes and just like, like kind of thing. And
Give them some life lessons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I talk to them about self-love.
Yeah.
At an appropriate
At an
age.
appropriate
Yeah.
But it's good because my character encouraging self-love means like not going to like have sex with random people. So it's
Have
like,
you...
It's like
You've
yeah,
also
my character
expanded...
didn't have sex before marriage, maybe. We don't know.
You've also expanded beyond sex in your self-knowledge, like,
Yeah.
focus, right?
Yeah.
So you're also perhaps encouraging them just to know themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your
it's
flaws,
self-knowledge,
Bo?
it's not just sex.
Well, it's basically I will never fully trust anyone other than myself and, of course, Vivienne.
You do trust Vivienne?
I think I do. I think over times I'm like
You think?
soft in. Well, the marriage thing was when I said okay.
Okay.
So it took
After
you
like 40 years.
Yeah. So I was like okay.
My character is like, yes, I got him over time
Yeah.
at last.
And
After all
because
the
you're
years.
lawful
Slow
evil,
roll.
did you get a prenup? Because you're lawful evil.
It's true.
A prenup?
Prenup
Right.
is like a contract.
Yeah.
A marriage
A marriage
contract. In
contract.
You
case
get a contract?
It's like if you do this, then I don't give you any money.
Right.
That's a
do
good
they have
question.
prenups in Nimmorgeist?
I'm sure you could find a barrister who's willing
No.
to write anything
I
down
don't think
and
we own
notarize
anything
it.
anyway, so it was just
You guys
fun.
have like a Spartan lifestyle. You don't own anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just travelers. Or
Got it.
Something. And then I'm a grumpy and memory is really bad.
Okay.
My memory is really bad. 'Cause I'm
And
really old now. Close to Alzheimer.
Steph, what's the coolest thing about Bo to you?
I would say it's the Vengeance of Oak. I don't know. I really like that he hates leadership in religions and, and the fact that we unite because you now hate the demon that in the sect, and it makes sense for me because I hate
So
it too.
both of our characters have a common goal in life, so it kind of brings them together.
Yeah. What's your charisma?
Really high, 16, and that makes no sense because I'm grumpy. So I'm like grumpy but fabulous.
Yeah.
Cool
Grumpy
people
but
like know
fabulous.
that they're getting like the real you. You know.
Yeah.
That
Or maybe
makes sense.
maybe you're kind of standoffish and people like really want to impress you because even though you're standoffish, you have this just like charisma, this aura that people
Apparently.
want to get into your good graces.
Apparently.
It makes sense that
my brother, for example, curated this with my family for a long time. Like, would not speak, would not get. But now, when he comes home and he's like, "Hi, Mom, it's really nice to see you today," she's like, "Jake, talk to me." It's exaggerating. Jake's never gonna watch this. Never mind.
I feel like it's a bit of like I don't know.
Bro.
Thor.
Yeah,
I don't know.
bro.
Thor is like super calm in
Yeah.
the movies,
Mhm.
but he like shines like Thor.
Ooh, Thor.
Oh,
yeah.
Thor.
Yeah, he just shines so much. Like kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense for my character too to like leave the demon for a like super charismatic person with a like really like set mindset.
That's true. Thor's a really good example.
Okay.
Also really hot.
Your relationship actually reminds me of my grandparents quite a bit. So
Lawful evil grandmother. Vengeful grandfather, very grumpy. Trusts no one but mysteriously his wife.
Hey, 40 years is enough time
Yeah.
to gain trust, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Some people might feel that way.
Did we explain how we met? Because I think what we decided
that's
was
what we're
that,
missing.
like, on their quest, they were looking for just kind of some more, like,
Muscle?
manpower,
Yeah.
you know? And so I was wandering around just kind of, like, starting fights for fun, and they found me and were like, hey.
Did you just get in like a drunken fight with someone random on the streets?
Not even drunken. I'm, like, very holistic,
Maybe they were
right?
drunken?
Yeah, so they just kind of, like, maybe they terrorized, they were, like, you know, insulting some lady or something like that, and I...
What did you say to start the fight?
To start the fight?
Yeah, this big, like, you know, jowly dude was like, "Oh, you strumpet? Oh, I don't like the cut of your jib."
What accent is that?
And she was like,
like a
"Sir, I
British
don't know
punk.
what you're saying."
Let's see. So, I want to say something clever.
There's gas lamps on the street corners casting like a light green light around this dark alleyway. We're in the Hanging Berg, of course.
I say something because it's like this jolly guy, and
Yeah.
I say something about like, because dogs are really in fashion in
In the Diamond
Spires.
Yeah.
So I make some reference to like small dogs, small, cute, fashionable, posh dogs, and I
Yeah.
say everyone knows that bulldogs can't come near fashionable, cute dogs. I call them a bulldog,
Yeah.
basically.
Cool.
Um,
Can you roll a charisma check?
What? Oh yeah, my charisma is super low. So for that I do
D20, and then add that's a D12, yeah. And then add the
8 plus,
-1.
yeah, 7.
Let's say 7. So he just kind of turns around and he looks at you and, what do you look like again?
I'm little 5 foot tall, white haired Jedi granny with beads.
But when
Yeah,
this
okay.
happened, you were much younger, correct? How long ago did you meet them?
Like a
Very
few-
recently.
Oh,
a few
was it
years.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
just after we got married, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1 or 2 years ago.
Like you guys had just kind of started questing around and
Yeah.
saw me get in this fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so
And I was
he
feeling
turns
very
around
festive.
and
I'm
he's
drinking a lot.
like, "What?"
And then I just make a bulldog face at him.
He just scowls. He says, "I'm gonna break you in half, Grandma," and then he comes swinging at you with a big punch. What do you do?
I giggle and do some sort of acrobatic, like try to climb up his punch and
Cool.
like jump
Yeah.
on his head,
Roll an acrobatics check.
Awesome.
which would be D20 with my
Plus your acrobatics skill.
which is +5.
Cool.
Whoa.
So 21.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah,
19.
you like
19.
grab onto his fist as he's swinging at you, and like camera goes in slow mode. It's viewing you from the side, and you just like cartwheel up and over, and then you land on both feet and just like stick your staff out, clock him on the back of the head, and he just goes sprawling.
And we see
And
that.
I'm like
Yeah.
smiling
Well,
like
this is the audience sees this, and this is some background, and that's how you two met
yeah.
her.
Yeah, I like kick my
And I
to the-
say, when I'm
I
like that,
nudge
I
my
say,
husband and I'm like, oh my god, she's so impressive.
I got my one-liner though. I say, down boy.
Oh, nice. Okay, that was a very nice character introduction.
So then I think the idea for me would be these three are old and a little nuts, and as her young companion, I felt it necessary to travel with them to kind of keep them out of trouble.
How did you two meet again?
We met in the Diamond Spire. I trained her recruits in swordplay.
Yes, good.
And then I adopted her as
And then-
like a
yes.
grandchild because she didn't have any
I
family.
had no family.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they all call me Bryn. They all teach me like
So
treat me like a
you two are
grandchild.
married.
Yeah.
You are their like hired muscle, and you are
I'm
her.
For free.
I'm I'm
Because
I'm a granddaughter to all of you in a way. So because you all call me Bryn affectionately.
So let's.
Because
See.
I just kind of make sure that nobody tries to swindle you, because I'm the swindler, right? So I can see the tricks coming. I can make sure, and then I get us some money by gambling. And
I would say I have like a super soft spot for any of my recruits and like anyone I worked with in the military at that time. So my ambivalence toward other people is mostly everyone except for people that served in the military with me.
Yeah.
So
You
for
you wanted me to check my charisma earlier, but we never went any further with it. Did you want me to do something?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you some contacts in the
Oh,
city.
okay, that was it.
I'm actually drawing a little diagram of how you all know each other. I'll fill it out real quick.
Okay.
So
I think I would have complimented you right after you did that.
And I would have said, like, I would have complimented your physique,
Oh.
probably. But I would say, we can't trust her. She's too skilled. Something is wrong. But the
Yes, my hair is long. It's very long. What do you want?
The mighty shall rise. She can beat the youngsters. This is impressive.
Are you sure you want me around? She's really beautiful.
I don't like her.
Are you jealous in this one?
I don't like her.
She's jealous on this one.
That's good.
Okay.
Don't start.
So you're more like a handler, Brielle, right? You're not like bodyguard. You're kind of like the financials and like keeping these people safe from their aging minds.
Right. Yeah. Not from other people because they can handle themselves and fight.
Yeah. Physically, at least.
But mentally, maybe they need a little help.
Yeah. So
You
this is.
remind us
I might
our
remember-
name. You remind
Yeah,
us
I
our
was
This is
gonna
what I
say,
end
I
up
might
with.
remember their last names more. Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that. So we've
Bo.
got
You can put it
Lady
down on the
Vivienne and
table.
Bo
Yeah, you can put it on
are
the table and
are
we'll
married. Tabitha Starpoison is a bodyguard hired by Lady Vivienne and Bo, and
Brielle
Tabitha
is the handler.
Starpoison has a handler who's Brielle, who has sort of taken to handling the whole group. So, would you please, Bo, roll 2d100, and let's see. Here's a second set. So you need both d10s.
I'm struggling. Like,
Far right.
I'm just gonna compare them. This one. Far right,
How
this
do
is
we
the-
real dice?
How do we reel dice? We're also used to using roll
Roll.
Yeah, I know.
2 and 53.
20. 2 and 53.
The opposite of Reddit. Right?
Ooh.
That's the key.
I know. Every time I'm about to roll, I start to type.
So you're from the Hangingberg, right? Yeah, okay. Hang on. I need to... I have Twilight on my Nexus so that it dims it and makes it redder at
I thought
night.
you
I
meant the
thought he was
vampire
talking about the movie.
No.
Yeah.
The app that helps save your eyes. So my Nexus is still on East Coast time and it thinks it's 8:30. So it was like super dark, but it's not. 2 and what was the second one?
53.
2. Jessica Mourn, Mourn.
Sad.
You don't like her already, right?
No, I don't like her.
So
Her name's Jessica.
I don't
Gotta
talk
be careful.
about her too often. Is she a dancer? I feel like she's a dancer, no? Jessica.
yes, she is a dancer.
She is?
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect.
Damn it.
Perfect. We
I
can
don't like
influence
Jessica at
Steven.
Danseuse.
Dancers.
Okay, and I need you to roll again.
The
I
same?
really dislike Jessica.
Maybe she is a folk dancer. who is
87
covered from
and
head to
80.
toe in clothing.
87.
I still dislike her.
Okay.
Gorble Vork. Gorble Voark.
Gorble
Meh.
work.
That's
Horrible
fine.
word.
Whatever
It's
you'll
fine.
pronounce properly. That's how I spell. I don't
And
actually spell
roll
properly. I spell how I
1d100
will say it.
again.
Same
And
again?
let's find out. Just one. Let's find out what he does.
92.
92. Gorble Vork is a major importer of silks and fabrics.
Fancy clothes.
Ooh, I like this one.
Well, Jessica, it was before I met you. babe. It was before I met you.
How did you come into contact with this
Jessica?
extremely attractive young dancer? Does
Do
she
you have a hotness roll? Because we're gonna need that eventually.
does
Oh,
she
yeah.
have a private policy for dances?
Can I claim the memory card? I forgot.
Okay.
It just
Yeah.
happened that
You,
we
you
know
can
each
you can
other.
play whatever kind of card you want if you think your wife will
Honey,
buy
I
it.
don't remember, honey.
I mean, it was just like,
It was so long ago.
Oh, it was
Years
a
ago.
silly.
It was
silly thing.
nearly 4 months ago. You know, I just.
It was not me going to see her dance every week for 2 years. No, it was not that. It was just a silly encounter in a grocery shop.
Yeah, we were just
Gorble, however,
checking out in
he
line
went to check out
together.
Jessica a lot.
and
I was interested in the arts of dance.
yeah,
Folk.
we were
Folk
both
dance.
buying the
Which
same
one,
brand of
religion?
prune juice. And
Yeah.
What? Moon shoes? What?
moon shoes, the height of fashion. Okay, good. So I think that's everything about the characters that we need to get through. Do
Yes,
you
I
guys?
have one question. the urchin thing says that I have a map of the city I was born in.
So
what are you gonna do about that now?
I'm gonna say you have a map of the Hanging Berg.
Okay.
So it's just like another urchin made it for you, and so it's just like a scribble in like 10 different kinds of ink on a piece of vellum, and you keep it really, really safe because it's liable to fall apart at any time.
So I know the Hanging Berg very well because of that.
Yes, but it's also not necessarily showing like the important streets. It's almost more a map of the back streets. So for navigating in the Hanging Berg, you will have some kind of advantage on getting through the area. So let's see, just going through the city. So Waterside Downs. Nobody's really connected to Waterside Downs. So let's see.
I thought
It's
that
all
I
yucky and
had
rotten.
my second character.
No, even you. You have somebody had something.
It's
here.
me. My false identity is from Waterside.
Yeah, Adria the Witch.
Adria.
And you are Brielle Leadon.
Every time you say Adria, I want to start singing the Sarah McLachlan song, Adia. And then that reminds me of
Well, the
Misscliks
funniest
D&D
thing-
Demigods every week, Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. PST on twitch.tv/Misscliks.
Our promo. I actually mispronounced the original spelling, and that was not the name. So that's, it just is now.
Good. Does Adria have any regular customers that she interacts with?
Yes and no. Like, people know her, that she exists, but she is definitely more of a hermit type.
Mm-hmm.
And kind
Does
of
she
just
live
exists.
kind of like out on the mud flats, kind of alone in a little rickety hut,
Yes. Yeah,
and like nobody ever goes to her?
definitely.
Because you might get cursed if you go in her house.
And, yeah. Because what I've done as an arcane trickster is created a series of illusions and tricks with my little bit of magic I have to kind of confuse people into thinking my second character or my false identity is a witch.
Cool.
Oh, the people that are like hanging around us, do we need to talk about them?
Your hirelings?
The ones that are second
Backups.
to us? Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't name that person
I
yet,
didn't
but
name
maybe
them either.
maybe we should just like generally
just give a very brief description of like who they are and what they're good at.
So hanging out with me and Bryn is my I won't tell you his name yet, but basically the Kronk to my Yzma from the Emperor's New Groove. He's this big hunk of muscle who's not necessarily very smart, but extremely loyal and really, really loves me. So follows me around and basically just does small tasks for me. And
He has a voice like Patrick Warburton.
yes,
Okay.
whatever you say, Tabitha.
Awesome. So he's like, is he a fighter type guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he's kind of a
But
bruiser.
he doesn't have the same like ambivalence toward violence as I do. But it's more just like whatever makes Tabitha happy makes me happy kind of thing. He's just kind of discovering himself. He's really young too. He's like 20.
Yeah. So he's a hottie.
Yeah.
So he's a hottie.
He's
Don't
just
look at him.
He's the hired hunk is what he is.
Hireling
long as
was
you're equally
hired.
jealous.
He's
Right.
human.
I don't like that.
Okay.
They're beneath us.
I'll come up with a name before the next couple of
Yeah.
episodes.
Bo, who's your hireling?
Could it be Jessica?
Yes.
Whoa! So Jessica is my second character, guys.
The dancer.
She's a dancer.
She's most likely not around the party, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for obvious reasons. Yeah. So if you die, we're gonna have to really bend our minds to think of how Jessica gets involved,
yeah, and then we'll have the
Yeah.
opposite dynamic.
and then you'll kill each other.
And I also have told my guy, whoever I think of, that he's supposed to obey you too, because you're kind of like my handler. You handle all my business.
Yeah. Kronk.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
I should basically just call him Kronk, but that's whatever.
I actually got an idea just now, but I don't want to talk about it.
Stephanie, what's your hireling?
My hireling is another dark elf named Dell. Dell is not an adult yet, and Dell is actually one of the slaves from my noble family that I escaped with, and has kind of been like, he mainly lives in Adria's hut.
Okay.
But he is with us on this little adventure, just as another little errand task boy.
And what skills does he have? What's he good at?
He is a ranger.
Okay. And
He's a bow and arrow guy.
what about Jessica? What kind of why is she someone that you would want on an adventure?
Well, should I say it?
Yeah,
Ah, all right.
All right.
But my character doesn't know it.
that's fine.
So we all think Jessica is like my ex, right?
Yeah.
But she's actually my child.
Mind blown.
That my character doesn't know about.
So
Right.
you're jealous of his child who you
Right.
think he's in love with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But I don't think he's in love with. I mean, we got married. Like, Jessica, please.
Yeah.
So
Clearly, we know who's the
she's
winner
like 40
here.
years younger.
What kind of skills does Jessica have?
She is a theft. She does illegal stuff.
Thief.
So she's
Thief?
a
Yeah.
thief also?
Thief. Oh, yeah. She's also like stealthy around.
Cool. And
Oh, my guy's name is Mose.
Mose?
Mm-hmm.
Like M-O-S-E.
Either that or M-O-Z.
M-O-Z.
I was thinking like Mose.
Does he have the little bar
I think
over
it's
the O?
M-O-S-E though. Yeah, yeah.
Mose.
Mose.
Okay, cool. And
Mosey.
who's left? It's Lady Vivienne.
Yeah.
Who's your person?
His name is Flink Hankertink.
Flink Hinkertink?
Yeah.
You're complaining about me choosing your
Yeah, I was
names?
about to say you made that easy for the Frenchies, right?
Yeah. Flink Hankertink. And he's from the Clockwork District, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
obsessed about it. So he grew up there, but he's been like going like really crazy about it, studying every movement of like the clock and the streets and everything, and he's always taking notes, like everything, the timing. He's like, can you have a watch?
Sure. Yeah.
He has a
he's
watch
got a
and he's
very
always like,
ornate
Oh
timepiece.
shit, okay.
Yep.
And then he's like always on the schedule.
So we know him a lot. When we go in the district, he's our pal.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess so. So he's
And-
always like, so let's say we want to do something. He's like, how much time do you think that's gonna take?
Yeah.
And like, it's like, at what time do you think we're gonna get there? Are we ready yet?
What's his name
we're a minute late, guys.
Flink Hankertink.
Flink Hankertink.
It sounds like a ticking clock. Flink
Flink.
Hinker.
What
Yeah, that's why I called him like that.
what kind of what's class?
I want him to be like a young engineer type of guy.
Young
I don't know
engineer.
what that
You
be.
could have him be, this is potentially interesting, you could have him be a wizard, except that instead of casting spells, he actually like assembles little alchemical and mechanical things. So like when he prepares Fireball, he doesn't study a spell, he assembles a little device that he throws out and then it explodes.
adorable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to call him an arcanist.
Oh, that makes sense also from the district.
Yep.
I decided Mose is M-O-S-E.
Okay.
Just in
An
case
arcanist.
anyone was wondering.
And
Wait,
he's
Where's Mose from?
Mose, I picked up. Let's see, where did I pick up Mose?
We can find out more about these characters
Oh,
later.
okay.
They're not as important for right now,
Yeah.
but I do want to talk a little bit about the city and what sounds the most interesting to you guys about it. Yeah, actually, also be thinking. So we asked like what's the coolest thing about your characters, but I also want you guys to think about what's the hottest thing about your characters.
Hottest.
Like
Can you
sexiest?
Not necessarily sexiest, but like in the general sense of hot, like what makes them attractive or interesting or striking or, you know,
We've covered my part, I think.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I know what mine would be.
But we'll talk about that
Okay.
next episode. Now let's talk about the city. Like, what have we talked about so far about Nimmorgeist that seems cool to y'all?
well, the corpulent gargoyle cathedral guy for me seems like a very.
The Archdeacon of 10th.
I don't like that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sounds
There's
pretty.
no
he
way I
sounds like
like
you
that
would
guy.
really want to take that
Yeah.
guy down.
He's completely dominating a district from religion stuff. So for
That's
me,
in
it's really bad.
that's in Temple Row, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
For me, that's really bad. And then of course the demon and my Natalia. Natalia. What's his name?
I don't think I would like that he's abusing his recruits either.
Yeah.
Like he recruits these people to carry this palanquin knowing that he'll kill them. I don't like that.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, because
Definitely
nobody's
not.
ever done it.
for me.
Because
It's,
I'm lawful about like military treatment.
Archdeacon of 10th. Bo hates. What do the rest of you feel about?
for me, it's I think my
This
character
guy.
is really about the. Oh, you're talking about that guy?
Yeah,
My
like
character
what do the
feels?
rest of you guys feel about the Archdeacon of 10th?
Oh,
I was just saying I think I really don't like him for the way specifically for the way he recruits young people and then like breaks them.
I think it's legal, so I don't mind it.
Yep, and it is.
And he's using inferior people to carry him, which is
Yeah.
completely acceptable. Good on him. But Bo dislikes him because he sees it as a religion, so
Mhm.
I support my husband.
And it is a religion.
So I support him. We should take that guy down.
what's the most interesting to you about Nimmorgeist?
Well, since I want to take down the demon, and I heard about the brain thing,
Yeah.
and I have this secret I know about like the demon's name, potential source. I'm thinking if I find out his name, I could bring it to the brain.
So Vivienne wants to bring his name to the brain.
Yeah.
And that's in the feast halls, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that Tabitha's really into the feast halls because she wants to fight mutant beasts.
Okay.
Mutant beast. Any beast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, Del, my companion, makes face rat cage faces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
I forgot about that.
Face cages.
Face cages.
I kind of want one of those.
Well, he makes
Face
them, so we can. He'll make them for us if we have to go in there.
Yep.
Yours
So-
could have special
Sure,
horn
baby,
things.
Mm-hmm.
Tabitha, why do you like the feast halls?
Because there's mutant beasts that I can fight.
Wants to fight mutant beasts.
By the way, I'm all about having my horns be like perfectly like arranged and pretty, and I like to put like
Your horns
ornaments
move?
on them.
Oh, okay.
My horns. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think it's what makes me different from Jessica, so I want to make sure it stands out.
Yeah.
I make you a
And they
special little horn ornament, like a leather thing with some
Yeah.
turquoise beads, and I put it
Oh,
on
I'm
for you.
down. Also, they don't really age, so it's good. It's like a good.
We're really
piece of meat.
contrast. I'm all in black, and you're like gold. And like, you walk in front, and
Yeah.
I'm just behind in the shadow.
Bo?
Mm-hmm.
Not Bo. Sorry, yes, Bo. What do you think is cool about Nimmorgeist?
The corpulent guy.
Yes, right,
I think
of course.
it's
My turn.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what's your
Bryn.
first name? Bryn.
Yeah, you all can call me Bryn. So I actually don't really have an opinion on it as much as they would because I'm an elf and I lived so long that it's not as trivial. But I care that these people who I care about have opinions about it, and I care that good people are being taken advantage of.
Yeah, so you're a supporter, but you
So-
also want to regain your noble...
My big thing is Diamond Spires.
Yeah.
Is making it back there one day with enough manpower to take my family out and
Yeah.
get my land and my title back.
So-
Because I want to try and spread the rejection of our more evil dark elf heritage for something better.
So one more question, and then we can probably end this episode. But what do each of you, and I'll just go around the table in order, what do each of you think is the scariest thing about Nimmorgeist?
Tabitha has two more interesting things. They might
Okay.
be minor, so you can
Yeah,
write
go
them
for
down
it.
or not. Waterside Downs, she really wants to go and wear velvet red platforms and lace
Uh-huh.
because she wants to just kind of cause a little realm havoc that's harmless and see if she can pick a fight by doing it. And then also, she, of course, has a desire to, like, take things out on Robertha and Jalub Dorian. And she would really like it if she could somehow entice the crystal dragon wormlings to try and eat them. So that's percolating in the back of her mind, and
great idea.
Bryn and she have talked about that. Like, maybe if they could figure out a way to entice the crystal dragons to eat her family and the Dorians, and then the world would be better.
Yeah, because with the Dorians out of power, it might make it easier for me to come back into the
Yeah.
Spire.
I'm all for that. Lawful
yeah.
evil supports this.
Yes.
That's the perfect plan for a lawful evil person.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this sounds like a great idea.
So whoever's ruling in
There's
Diamond
anyone we
Spire,
want to kill.
whoever's ruling in Diamond Spire, they're only ruling there and not ruling anywhere else.
The rulers of the Diamond Spire tend to have a lot of influence over the rest of the city because they also tend to set like trade outside of Nimmorgeist.
Okay.
But they're really only directly responsible for that.
But they
sector.
probably spend money elsewhere for context and stuff.
Yeah.
So if anything connects, I'm sure something connects Roberto to any religious group, and I want it
I'm
there.
sure. Yeah. So Tabitha, what is the scariest thing about Nimmorgeist?
Oh, the scariest
Tabby.
thing.
Tabby.
Yeah. What would worry you the most about traveling through or being in the city?
I think that she would really not like the Clockwork District because she's just really not into details. And so having to remember what time or like where to go and what to do would be just like torturous and annoying for her, and she would probably die.
Yeah. Okay. Bo, scariest thing.
I don't like Diamond Spire.
Why?
I don't like the cold. I don't like these centipede rumors.
Ah.
I do want to hunt the crystal dragons. Like, so it's a really, like, if I go there, like, for sure something bad will happen. Even though...
That's true.
I feel that more than any of the other districts where I could figure out a way out. This one, like, I don't like diamond. I don't like, not diamond, money. Like, I don't like the whole politics from that district is really ugly to me.
Brielle, scariest thing about Nimmorgeist?
I also don't like the Clockwork District because, as I said before, I truly dislike the pace of human society, and this just kind of embodies all of that because they're very, very stressed, very rigid, structural people, and I don't fall into that.
Which is why it makes it even more scary for me, because I would just make Bryn figure out where we should go and follow her, but if she doesn't want to go there, then it's even worse.
Yep. And Lady Vivienne.
I'm not sure which one it would be, but I'm looking for the one which would have the most people, like really crowded, and with like the most like social expectations, I guess. Like
I think the one with the most social expectations that is also crowded is probably Temple Row.
Okay, I don't like Temple Row.
Okay.
Because I don't know like etiquette or any of this because I've been in my hermitage. So when I'm like facing many people with like all their social particularities, I'm like, oh god.
There's probably a lot of races there too.
Yeah,
like,
I don't like races.
Yeah. You're like, where are the demons? Let's go back to Engenberg's where it's like dark and like...
Yeah, I think there's like too many people, too many religions. I don't like this. Too much information.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to
go there, I'm like hiding behind Bo going like...
So in real life now, we'll take probably like a 15-20 minute break. I'll go through all of the information that we've gotten from character creation and from talking about the city and start working on what's going to happen when we start playing. So then we can come back and actually roll some dice.
That will be fun, and you will want to join us for that. So to make sure that you know what's keeping up with what's going on with Misscliks, follow us on Twitter at Misscliks, the same as this channel. You can also follow all of us on Twitter, Miss Harvey, Anna Prosser, Silent Osiris, Live in Pink SC2, and M. Avison. Find us on Twitter, and we will see you in the next episode.